Hi, it's Jim. Before we get into today's episode, I want to tell you about another fantastic podcast, CDW Canada Tech Talks. If you're passionate about technology and innovation, this is a podcast you may want to consider. Join host KJ Burke as he and industry experts dive into the latest trends, insights, and strategies shaping the tech landscape in Canada. From hybrid cloud to AI adoption, CDW Canada Tech Talks covers it all. Don't miss out. Visit cdw.ca Tech Talks to tune in today. There's a link in the show notes as well. I was recently a guest on KJ's podcast, and I'm impressed to find another Canadian with real tech experience with a podcast. And now, back to our regularly scheduled programming. NIST issues new password security guidelines that shifts the focus to length and usability. Octo2 Trojan targets bank accounts by posing as VPN and Chrome apps on Android. Researchers uncover a vulnerability that plants false memories in ChatGPT, and OpenAI fixes ChatGPT's unprompted messaging bug. This is Cybersecurity Today. I'm your host, Jim Love. NIST has recently released updated password security guidelines that move away from traditional complexity rules and focus on usability and length. Instead of requiring uppercase, lowercase numbers, and special characters, NIST recommends longer passwords as the main defense. Longer passwords are generally more secure and easier for users to remember, according to Dr. Paul Turner of NIST. The new guidelines suggest a minimum password length of 8 characters with a strong preference for passphrases of up to 15 characters or more. A major change? NIST no longer recommends mandatory password changes unless there's evidence of compromise, arguing that frequent resets can weaken security. Plus, password hints and knowledge-based questions are discouraged due to their susceptibility to guessing and social engineering. NIST also emphasizes the importance of multi-factor authentication as an added layer of security. Sarah Chen, CTO of SecurePass, notes that the changes strike a good balance between security and usability. A new Android malware, Octo2, is making its rounds posing as apps like NordVPN and Google Chrome. Cybersecurity firm Threat Fabric reports that once users download these malicious versions, they're prompted to install a so-called plugin, which actually bypasses Android security settings and installs Octo2. The malware uses Zombinder, a dropper tool from the dark web, to hide within legitimate apps. It can evade Android 13 security, intercept sensitive data, and remotely access bank accounts. The Trojan even captures screenshots and enhances them for clear visibility. Octo2 is part of the Exabot malware family, known for its malware-as-a-service nature, easily allowing cybercriminals to launch attacks. Users should enable Google Play Protect, download apps only from trusted sources, and be cautious with VPNs and browser downloads to avoid infection. A researcher has discovered a cybersecurity flaw in ChatGPT that could alter its long-term memory and steal user data. Johan Redberger, a security researcher, discovered a vulnerability that allows attackers to plant false memories in ChatGPT. It's called indirect prompt injection. Essentially, by tricking the AI through specially designed content like an image, hackers can change how ChatGPT remembers and interacts with a user. For example, they could make it believe a user is 102 years old, living in the Matrix, or even convince it that the Earth is flat. The worst part? This is persistent memory. Even after a new session starts, all input and output could be sent to an attacker's server. Redberger points out, what is really interesting is that this is memory persistent now. When you start a new conversation, it's actually still exfiltrating the data. OpenAI has issued a partial fix, but the potential for prompt injections still exists. For security-conscious users, it's recommended to regularly review and clear stored memories in ChatGPT. Google is rolling out new password rules for Gmail access. Starting September 30th, all Google Workspace users must use a more secure type of login to access Gmail data. Gone are the days when less secure third-party apps could access your account with just a username and password. Instead, Instead, Google is moving to OAuth, a more secure protocol that doesn't require direct password sharing. So what does this mean? If you use Outlook 2016 or older, you're going to need to switch to Microsoft 365 or the latest Outlook. Thunderbird users must add their Gmail accounts back and use IMAP with OAuth. And for those on iOS or macOS Mail, you'll have to re-add your account using Sign In with Google options. These changes aim to bolster security for all workspace accounts, leaving personal Gmail accounts mostly unaffected. And we weren't going to cover this story until we got some proof that it wasn't just a hoax. But we also had a similar experience that made this more believable. Users of OpenAI's ChatGPT saw a bizarre glitch. The AI chatbot appeared to initiate conversations on its own. A Reddit user shared a screenshot showing ChatGPT asking, "How was your first week at high school?" without any prior input. The exchange quickly went viral, raising questions about whether OpenAI was testing a new feature to allow ChatGPT to reach out proactively. Some suggested the behavior might be related to OpenAI's new AI models, O1 Preview and O1 Mini, which are designed to reason more like humans. But OpenAI clarified that it was just a bug, not a new feature. We addressed an issue where it appeared as though ChatGPT was starting new conversations, the company said. The issue occurred when the model tried to respond to a message that didn't send properly. While AI developers showed how similar behavior could be reproduced within certain custom instructions, some users reported genuine experiences of ChatGPT following up on past queries. The internet had a laugh over the situation, with one user joking, "We were promised AGI. Instead, we got a stalker." And that's our show for today. Thanks to our sponsors, CDW and KJ Burke's CDW Canada Tech Talks. Check it out if you get the chance. You can find it, like us, on Spotify, Apple, or from the link on our site. You can find links to reports and other details in our show notes at technewsday.com. We welcome your comments at editorial@technewsday.ca. I'm your host, Jim Love. Thanks for listening.